This browser-based, blockchain-backed, free-to-play game has managed to raise over $1.6 million in just over a week. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gavin, and in this video, we're going to see what the future looks like with video games on the blockchain, aka NFTs, aka digital collectibles. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It all starts with a little game called The Beacon. The best thing about this game is that it's incredibly simple, it's free to play, and you can really only play for about 5 to 10 minutes a day, more or less depending on how good you are at the game. Now, of course, just because the game is simple doesn't mean it's not fun, and it kind of reminds me of RuneScape, or at least the sound effects do. Essentially, you have a character and every day you're able to enter the dungeon, but once you finish the dungeon, you can't come back until the next day. And every day the dungeon changes, so day 12, day 13, day 14, etc. The dungeons are different instances based on the day. So if you are just now coming into the game and you're playing day 15, you're not necessarily going to be able to play day 1 or day 2 or day 3's iteration because everyone is just playing on that current day's instance. So how did this simple free-to-play game manage to raise over $1.6 million in just over a week? While the game is entirely free to play, they do have these digital collectibles that you can mint called founding characters. Each founding character costs $40 to mint in Ethereum, regardless of Ethereum's current market price. Now, minting a founding character does not give you more access to the game or exclusive drops or anything like that. Minting a founding character simply gives you a bit more cosmetic items at the start, and then each time you complete an instance or a dungeon, it gives you one extra piece of loot. But other than that, it's the exact same game and experience as the free-to-play game. The only difference is that you can get more loot, which you can then potentially sell on their marketplace, the Trove marketplace, within the Magic ecosystem, and potentially make money off of your cosmetic drops if you already have them or you don't really care and you just want to sell them. So speaking of the marketplace, this is where the fun begins when it comes to the blockchain. Free to play or founding character, you can sell your items in the Magic ecosystem on the Trove marketplace. So if you play the game and you end up getting a legendary cosmetic item, you could potentially sell that item for hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And again, you don't have to have a founding character to do this. The only difference is that when you have a founding character, you just get to open more loot, which gives you better odds at getting these items. So if you're just playing the game and you do a dungeon and it takes you 5 minutes to complete and you happen to open a legendary item, you could potentially sell the item for hundreds or thousands of dollars. For instance, if we head over to the Trove marketplace and we go to the Beacon and we click Analyze, which is the analytics, if we navigate over from latest to high to low, we can see that people are buying and selling items for well over $1,000. We've got multiple $1,500 and $1,600 sales, and keep in mind, these are all cosmetic sales. They don't provide any additional attributes to your character. It's purely cosmetic, just if you were playing Fortnite and you want different skins or League of Legends. So you can see just from this game, which by the way is not currently multiplayer, you can't show off your items necessarily to other players in the game, and yet players are still willing to spend thousands of dollars on these cosmetic items. And I think that's the best part. They're purely cosmetic items. They don't give you increased attributional points or make you stronger. They're simply a form of personal customization on the blockchain that you can buy and sell between other players. And this is the whole point of creating games on the blockchain. It's not to make money. It's to play a game you enjoy, and as a byproduct of that enjoyment, you're also able to make money by doing what you're already doing, playing the game. Now, while it might seem small comparatively to other projects that have raised millions or tens of millions of dollars with NFT projects or other blockchain-backed assets, the difference is that these guys just paved a way into the vision of the future of blockchain-based gaming, where they created a game that was free to play that players enjoyed, and as a byproduct, they were then able to participate and engage in the blockchain, which basically just means owning all of your own digital assets, player-driven economies, selling items to amongst other players to make real money. Now, with all that being said, let's dive into some real action gameplay. And by the way, I will leave a link in bio for you to sign up. Again, it's completely free. If you use my link, it will basically give me these raffle tickets, which I can then use to potentially get whitelisted for the future drop for the pets that are coming out on the 16th and 17th. Again, completely free. I don't really get anything. I get raffle tickets to be able to maybe get a whitelist spot to mint these pets, but I would definitely recommend playing and checking out this game. It's pretty fun. And again, it is completely free. Now, the only downside about this game, again, it's completely new. It is in beta, but I do have to adjust the browser a bit, and you will see why, because if I do not, then it will be really small. So I just got to drag it up a little bit and then we go. So essentially you get your character. Again, doesn't matter if it's free or founding. You get this house, you have all these items as you play the game. I can go into the house editor. I can put this chest down here. So let's say I want to have this chest, and there it is. I hit save and cool. Now I have a sick little house. So you roam around, and the first thing that you're going to want to do is you're going to want to head to the right, and you will go into this tavern. At the end of the tavern, you will see this wise old man, and you're going to want to talk to this man because he is going to give you the option to participate in a daily quiz, which will reward you with loot. Yes, I'm having fun. here's a reward. Now I get to open this chest. And since I have a founding character, I think I'll get 2 or 3 items instead of just 1 for free to play character. Now, as you can see, the event day is 13. So that means this is day 13 of the instance. The dungeon is different every day and there's 12 hours left. So since I have not done this today yet, so I'm just going into this for the first time, I don't know what the dungeon looks like, this man will let me through. Otherwise, if you've already completed it, he will not let you through. He will tell you basically have to come back tomorrow. The game mechanics are simple, easy. WASD, you can click the space bar to dash. You can left click to attack. You can right click to charge attack, and it's also ranged. You can use these boxes to fend off these attacks. So you can use these blue things to fend yourself off. But anyways, you could also just as much literally skip through all of this. And as you play the game more, you'll understand like how to dodge certain attacks, the mechanics of the game, and basically just moving on to the next room, because what the game really comes down to is getting to the end of the instance, and that's where the hard part comes. So you get to the next room, you'll notice you get a little bit of health, 16 hit points. I might have to fight this because when there's a bunch of boxes, that means some crazy shit's about to go down and you basically need to prepare. So I usually charge up a long range attack when this happens. Yep. And now there's a bunch of motherfuckers coming at me. This is called the coward exit, less loot. So basically you only get 1 piece of loot, but the point of the game is you always want to go to the very end, and then it gets significantly harder. I only have 50 seconds left to complete this, which is why when you get good at the game, you kind of want to rush past the initial things because you don't have time to sit here and actually fight all these guys. Otherwise, you'll basically get kicked out. You'll have to restart. So let's just assume that we go to the next room, because I did. And then this is probably where it gets significantly harder. So let's find out. So only, oh, okay, I got 1 minute and 30 seconds. Oh my goodness. And I died. So then we restart and we come back and we go through it all again. So again, like I said, depending on how good you are at this game, some days could take you 5 minutes, some days could take you 30 minutes. Typically, it takes me about 15 to 20 minutes to complete the full dungeon, not the coward's way out, like the full dungeon on 2 characters, just so I can get the loot and experience the game. But this is typically what I do to just make it quick and have enough time. So notice I'm using this blue thing to block attacks because it doesn't break and they cannot go through this thing. Oh, also, if you hit them, it interrupts their spell casting. What? So here you have your characters, they get named by themselves, I'm pretty sure. You can go to your profile, you can see all your items, you can recycle your items, and basically once you recycle them all, you can get a bunch of raffle tickets. That's gonna be it for this video. I will not be surprised that by the time this video drops and the majority of people watch it, they'll have raised over $2 million. So big props to the Beacon team. You guys did an amazing job, and they are truly paving the way forward for what it should be like for blockchain-backed digital collectible or NFT-based games. As always, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.